this video, we are going to navigate the world of punctuation, its importance for English language writing, and we are also going to discuss the list of various punctuation marks. What is punctuation? Punctuation is the use of symbols in writing to clarify meaning, indicate pauses, and organize thoughts. It plays a crucial role in conveying proper syntax, emphasis, and overall clarity in the English language. Now, common punctuation marks include: number 1 is period, that is full stop. Number 2, comma, then question mark, exclamation point, colon, semicolon, apostrophe, quotation marks, parenthesis, brackets, dash, ellipsis, hyphen, slash, ampersand, at symbol, person sign, dollar sign. So these are all punctuation marks, and we are going to discuss those punctuation marks which are important for our English language writing. Each mark serves a specific purpose, contributing to the overall structure and coherence of written communication. So let's discuss the basic punctuation mark and with one example for each. Number 1 is full stop. The sun sets over the horizon, comma, casting a warm glow on the landscape. Comma is used to give a break or to enlist certain items. Before heading out, make sure to grab your keys, wallet, and phone. Then you have the example of question mark, then exclamation point, then colon, then semicolon, apostrophe, and quotation marks. When to use commas? Use commas to separate items in a list, join independent clauses in a compound sentence, set off introductory phrases or clauses, and separate non-essential information within a sentence. So we are also going to discuss that because comma is the most frequently used punctuation mark. Commas are also used before the coordinating conjunctions, that is fanboys, and, but, or, nor, for, yet, so, when they join independent clauses. Additionally, commas can be used to indicate a pause, set off direct quotations, and separate elements in dates and addresses. Now we have the examples. So note down these examples. These are very important, and use them when you are writing any piece or any essay or a report or whatever you're writing. So use the comma appropriately. Number 1 is the most commonly used example, that is, I bought apples, comma, oranges and bananas. Remember that after the comma there is always a small letter unless it is a proper noun. Number 2, we have joining independent clauses in a compound sentence. As we all know that a compound sentence has 2 independent clauses, and before the coordinating conjunction we have the comma. For example, she enjoys painting, comma, but he prefers sculpting. Then number 3, setting off introductory phrases or clauses. After finishing her homework, comma, Sarah went for a walk. Sarah, S is capital after comma because it is a proper noun. Then on number 4, we have separating non-essential information. This is very important, and the students are mostly unaware of the use of comma, so note it very carefully. My friend, comma, who lives in Paris, comma, is coming to visit. Then we have on number 5, before coordinating conjunctions in compound sentences. I wanted to go to the beach, comma, but it started raining. Number 6, indicating a pause. The weather, comma, however, comma, was not ideal for outdoor activities. Now on number 7, as we are writing the story, so we need the dialogues and the direct speech. So how are we going to punctuate or insert the comma? He said, comma, I'll be there in 5 minutes. And then on number 8, we have another example, separating elements in dates and addresses. So when you're going to write a date or an address, you're going to write a sentence inserting comma like this: she was born on January 15, 1990 in New York, comma, NY. Our next punctuation mark is colon, and then we have the semicolon. Now these are also frequently used, so let's see how we are going to use them and what are the examples. Number 1 is colon. A colon is used to introduce a list, explanation or elaboration. For example, there are 3 primary colors in our colon: red, blue and yellow. So you are going to enlist something or explain in a continuous writing. Remember that after colon there is again a small letter. Another example is please bring the following items to the meeting, colon, two dots, notebook, pen and laptop. Usage. A colon can be used to introduce a quotation or a statement. For example, this is another example and another usage of colon. The teacher had a simple rule, colon, no talking during the test. So these are the three different usage, and you have to sharpen your writing skills because it is not very commonly practiced by the students, but they have to use the colon and the semicolon. Another example is his message was clear, work hard and never give up. So next punctuation mark is semicolon, that is also called the cousin of comma, and how we are going to have the to insert it, as you can see the symbol is comma and a dot. Usage is a semicolon is used to connect two independent clauses that are closely related and could stand alone but are related in meaning. So the example is the sun was setting, semicolon, the sky turned shades of pink and orange. Another example is she wanted to go to the concert, semicolon, however, comma, she had too much work to do. Usage. A semicolon can be used before introductory words like however, therefore, or for example when they introduce a complete sentence. The example is he studied hard for the exam, semicolon, therefore, comma, he was confident about his performance. And in another example is the weather was terrible, comma, however, comma, they decided to go for a hike. Now you have to remember both the colon and semicolon help to clarify relationships between ideas in a sentence. Colons often introduce while semicolons connect closely related ideas. So this last line is important. So jot down the examples separately and use them appropriately.
If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and share to receive more videos like this in the future.
Now let's talk about direct speech punctuation. Direct speech means actual words of a speaker, and it is a very important aspect of our narrative writing. So we are going to learn what is direct speech and what are the speech marks. Speech marks, when we read, we might use punctuation marks that look like this. Either there can be single inverted commas or double inverted commas. These are called speech marks, and another name for them is inverted commas. Speech marks are used in written work to quote the exact words spoken by the speaker. These quotes are examples of direct speech. The words spoken must go inside the speech marks. Whatever you are going to write, whenever you are going to write the dialogue, you are going to enclose it with quotation mark, also called speech marks. Any punctuation such as full stop, quotation marks, exclamation marks needed for what the person says goes inside the speech marks too. Now in this slide you can see the three ways to use quotation marks. It is very important to learn and to use them particularly again for your narrative writing. At the beginning, the car is red, he said. At the end, he said the car is red. On both sides, the car, he said, is red. Remember that Cambridge examiners are looking for the various styles of punctuation and various styles of writing the dialogues. So you have to be very prudent, and you have to practice a lot for writing the direct speech in your narratives. Next, we have an example that is another important aspect of direct speech in punctuation, and that is when you're going to start write through dialogues between two people, you have to start a new line whenever there is a change in the speaker. For example, John looked at Mary and said, "Have you seen my keys? I can't find them anywhere." So it's not in the same line, but Mary is going to reply in the next line. Mary replied, "I saw them on the kitchen counter earlier. Did you check there?" John sighed and admitted, "No, I didn't. Thanks for the tip. I'll go look there now." So as you can see, this is how there is a change of speaker when two people are talking to each other. On this slide you can see this very important worksheet, and this is for your learning and to enhance your vocabulary. That said is almost dead. You have to use various words for said, so you have to learn the meanings of these words were said and use them appropriately in your direct speech. Our next punctuation mark is apostrophe, a very tricky one. So the apostrophe, a comma, has two main distinct uses in English. So as you can see, there is the first use is to show the possession, and the other one is to show the contractions of the words. So here, as you can see, that when we are having writing the possession of any noun or a pronoun, and so we are going to use the comma s. For example, you can see Tom's bat, Sarah's doll, children's room, men's work, babies crying. Well, remember that whenever there is a plural word, then the comma is after the s. A doctor's patient. And on right side you can see the apostrophe comma with the when we are going to write the contractions, particularly the short forms in the dialogues. And as you can see, there are certain examples: aren't, can't, couldn't, don't, isn't. So you can read them and you can jot them down, so you are not going to have the mistakes. Then we have the on this chart we have the golden rules of apostrophes. This is very important because some students are making mistakes. We are writing comma, the apostrophe comma with the plural words. So apostrophes are used to indicate possession. Apostrophes are not used to indicate plurality, that is more than one. For example, number one is the two police officers are smiling. So officers is the word that is a plural word. It is not showing any possession, so there isn't going to be any comma as. So they avoid this mistake in future. And next we have the single possession and the plural possession examples of apostrophe. One police officer's beard is brown. The two police officers' hats are blue. So this worksheet is important to and do jot down the sentences to have the difference between, to learn the difference between the possession of singulars, plurals, and the contractions. Now we have the next we have again the very common mistakes of and the misuses of apostrophe. So with the homophones, it's your. So as you can see, it is written, do not use the apostrophe to form plurals. Again, it is the continuation of the previous one. Watch out for the most common errors of all. This is important. Do not use its, it is. Do not use whose, and do not use your. So examples are given for you to please pause the video and study these examples. It's whose, your. For example, it's a great day to be studying. The dog wagged its tail when the boy came home. Next we have the examples, 10 sentences showing the apostrophe, the use of apostrophe in contractions and possession. So there are 10 sentences. For example, I can't believe it's already time to go. And when you're going to show the possession, then it's the cat's toy is under the couch. So these 10 sentences will help you to learn the difference between the possession and the contractions, and using the apostrophe in an appropriate way. Now in the end, let's have a quick recap of all the punctuation marks that we have studied in this video. And some of the important punctuation marks we have studied in detail. So as you can see, these are the punctuation marks. You can learn them, you can use them appropriately, and you have to address your punctuation errors. And with the help of these worksheets which are given at the end. So I hope you have learned a lot. Goodbye and good luck.